everybody, it's Dr. Mike from Petersburg Spine and Sport Chiropractic. Thanks for watching the video. I got three main purposes for this video that you're watching. Most of you that are watching are probably new to this clinic, or maybe you're trying to find out more about chiropractic. This video will hopefully answer a bunch of questions that you have. So first of all, I want to help you have a better understanding of your body, of your nervous system specifically, have a better understanding of how chiropractic works, and have a better understanding of how this clinic works, because we're a little different, so I'll be honest. So first, let me talk about pain real fast. So a lot of people that come in here, their biggest focus is, I want to get out of pain, just get me out of pain. Now that's a real issue, and we will address that. But let me first start out by saying that chiropractic is not just about pain. There's so much more to chiropractic than pain. So in order to really help you understand that, let's go back to the very beginning. So let me help you have a better understanding of how our body works, or how our nervous system works, how our spine works, okay? So to do that, we got to go back to the very beginning of life, okay? We got to go back to just after conception here. Couple cells. So we're in mommy's tummy, we're a couple of cells, right? So where do we go from there? In order to grow, we got to multiply, we got to expand. So these cells start to expand, okay? They are developing into something that's very important. So what's our first organ, what's our first system that we start to develop in our body? That is our brain. Our brain, and then what comes off of our brain? Spinal cord, okay? So brain and spinal cord, the very first things that are developed in our body. That's very, very important, because our central nervous system, which is our brain and spinal cord, that's what gives rise to every other cell and organ and tissue in our body, okay? So we got our brain, we got the spinal cord, we got all of these nerves, nerve tracts that's within the spinal cord. These give rise to these nerves here, okay? So the nerves come out, and the nerves start to help give life to other parts of our body, for example. So they develop these little buds, okay? What are these buds going to become? They're going to become everything that you see, everything that's in our body. So this one, that's going to become our heart, for example, okay? This one here, let's say, for example, that's our stomach. Okay, that's going to be our stomach. Over here, let's say that is a muscle, of course. Forgive my drawing, please. So here's our muscle, okay? This is every muscle in our body. Here's our stomach, here's our heart, okay? These are just examples. So obviously, it goes into our intestines and skin, muscles, our blood vessels, everything you can imagine. So now, because our nervous system is so important, because our brain and our spinal cord is so important, now what do we start to develop? We start to develop bone, okay? So bone is protecting us. We got our skull. Okay, what are those funny squares? Those are our vertebrae, so that makes up our spine. Our spinal cord is so important that we are designed to have bone around it to, for one, help us stand tall, to help us with mobility, but to also protect the spinal cord, protect the nerves, okay? Very, very important. Now, let's talk about what we call nerve interference, okay? Or misalignments, which causes the nerve interference. Or in chiropractic terms, it's called a subluxation, okay? So, subluxation, okay, that's a chiropractic term for a vertebrae or more than one vertebrae that's shifted out of position and potentially causing a nerve interference to the nerve, or it's in layman's terms more kind of like a pinched nerve or a pinched hose, so to speak. So our vertebrae, again, here for protection, it also helps with mobility, because we got 24 individual vertebrae in our spine. They all move individually, which is how we can flex and bend and twist and do all this awesome movement with our spine. But what can happen is when stress is applied to our bodies, whether that stress is in the form of when we're born. When we're born, we have a lot of stress on our upper cervical spine, which is why it's really important to get kids checked for misalignments, for subluxations. Also, what other stresses do we have in our life? Let's say we start walking for the first time and we're falling all the time. We're riding our bike for the first time, we're falling all the time. We're 5 or 6, we're in school for the first time and we're just horrible posture. We're sitting all day at work, whatever it may be. Those stresses can cause these misalignments, okay? So when a vertebrae misaligns, these nerves here can have interference. So for example, if this vertebrae here misaligns, we can have some irritation or some interference to the nerve that's going to this muscle, okay? Why is that important? Because if the communication coming from the brain out this nerve to this muscle is being interrupted or it's being interfered with, this muscle is not going to function at its full capacity, okay? So let's say this is my bicep muscle. So if I want to flex my bicep, my brain sends a signal down my neck, out my neck, down my arm, and to my bicep that says, okay, you can flex that. So let's say for this, if that's being interfered with, that communication from the brain to the muscle is not clear, okay? It's a poor communication pathway. So this muscle, potentially, maybe, let's say 60% of its strength, maybe it's only 70% of its strength. Let's say you're a runner, or you're an athlete, or you work construction that requires a lot of physical labor. If you have misalignments throughout our spine that's interfering with communication to our muscles are going to be stronger or weaker? They're going to be weaker. Are you going to jump higher? Are you going to run as fast? No, we're going to be affected performance-wise in many different ways. So by getting your spine into proper alignment, correcting those subluxations, correcting those misalignments, we allow the brain to communicate with that muscle the way that it was designed, okay? So that muscle is at full capacity, it's at 100% strength like it should. So let's talk viscerally for a second, okay? So our organs. Now remember, we got a nerve that's going to every cell, organ, tissue in our body, okay? So if this vertebrae is misaligned, which is going to our stomach, is our stomach going to be working better, or is it going to be worse? It's going to be worse, right? Because our brain is not communicating with that stomach very well. So that can affect the acid that's in our stomach. If it affects the acid that's in our stomach, maybe we have less acid. Therefore, when we consume food, it gets to our stomach to be digested. The food's not being broke down like it should. If our food's not digesting and being broke down like it should, therefore, we're not getting the nutrients that we need. Our body's not absorbing those nutrients. So getting that vertebrae back in a proper alignment allows our brain to communicate with our stomach the way it was designed and allow our stomach to work at 100% capacity, okay? So, subluxations, that's our main job. We detect and correct subluxations, okay? By clearing out the interference in our nervous system to allow our nervous system to function at the highest capacity that we were designed to do, okay? Very, 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 very important. So, we get a lot of people that come in here. Let's talk about pain for a second. So a lot of people that come in here, they're in pain. They want us to help us with their pain. But the funny thing is that our nervous system, only 10% of what our nervous system was designed to do has anything to do with pain. So 10%. So people come in here, they're in pain. That's only 10% of what our nervous system is actually putting out. The other 90%. The other 90% is based on function. So pretty much everything else besides pain. So the release of chemicals, release of hormones, release of neurotransmitters, how our body functions is the other 90%. Our main focus when anybody walks in here, whether you're in pain or not, is this 90%, okay? Yes, we want to help you get out of pain if we can, but our focus will be here. So if we can focus on your function, we can focus on this 90%, this 90% will take care of that 10% and increase your quality of life, which is very, very important. Now, we have a lot of people that unfortunately come and go. Okay, you're in pain, you get better, you leave, maybe I don't see you for 6 months to a year, you come back and the cycle repeats. Now let me explain why that's not very healthy, okay? It's kind of like going to a gym. Let's say you're 50 pounds overweight, you want to go to a gym to exercise, to lose weight. Takes you 3 months, you lose 50 pounds, you feel great, you say, I've reached my goals, I'm going to quit going to the gym, I'm going to go back to my old habits. 3 months down the road, you've gained 50 pounds back. Now what do you gotta do? You gotta go back to the gym, repeat the process. So this cycle repeats. Is that a healthy process? No, it's not. It's the same thing with pain. People coming and going with pain, that is not healthy, okay? So we wanna focus on health and wellness here. So in order to do that, we believe in regular care, okay? So one of the myths that we hear all the time is that, once you go to the chiropractor, you gotta go again for the rest of your life. Ultimately, that's a myth because you can come and go as you please. Do we recommend regular lifetime care? Yes, because that is what our body needs and that's what's important. Does your dentist say, okay, you're good, only come back when you have a cavity, or come back in 10 years? No. Your dentist, a hygienist, they want to see you for the rest of your life because your teeth are that important. Once you start exercising, do you need to exercise the rest of your life? Yes. Eating vegetables, no matter how bad they taste, you still need to eat them the rest of your life in order to get the nutrients that are so important that they have. So chiropractic is very important to do it on a regular basis for the rest of your life. It's very, very important. So, what does regular mean? Let's talk about that for a second. Regular is a little different for everybody in my opinion, but if it was in the best way to get the most out of your life, to really focus on wellness, is weekly care. So for a lot of you, that sounds kind of crazy, but that's very important. I get adjusted on a weekly basis. My family gets adjusted on a weekly basis. My staff gets adjusted on a weekly basis, and I recommend that to everybody. I know for many of you that may be hard to get in here on a weekly basis. It may be hard to get in here maybe on a monthly basis. So it depends on how you value chiropractic, which is part of why you're watching this video, so you can have a better understanding of how your body functions, a better understanding of how chiropractic works and how it can help your body function, and then have a better understanding of how this clinic will better help you function as well. So regular care, weekly care is the best way. That's our wellness program. Getting adjusted every 2 weeks, that's our maintenance program that we have set up. So as we move into that, let's talk about our fees, okay? So one of the ways that we're unique is that we don't accept insurance. We don't deal with third-party payers at all. And because of that, which is why we express regular care. Insurance does not cover regular care because that's meant to be wellness or maintenance. Insurance will not cover that. Insurance does not cover most kids. So we want to see, and we see a lot of kids here, we see a lot of families. It's really hard to be affordable for a whole family, let's say a family of 5, if it's all under insurance fees. There's no way that's possible. So because of not being a network with any insurance companies, not playing their game, we can set up our own special family fees. We have memberships. That's really awesome. So you can pay a monthly fee and get in here as often as 4 times a month. You come and go as you please, which is fantastic. One of the other big things that we do that's a little unique is that we're all walk-in. You can come and go at your own convenience, except for new people, new members. We do try to schedule those guys because that takes a little bit longer. But after your first visit, it is completely walk-in, which is awesome. You can come and go as you please. You're busy, you don't have to worry about making an appointment. You just come in whenever you want. We're open a couple Saturdays a month, which is great, and we always post that on our website. So walk in anytime. We're very grateful, very thankful that you even watched this video. Hopefully I went through it fast enough and I didn't lose you. Now the quiz part, so yes, there is a quiz. Please download the quiz from the website or get a copy from the front desk. Fill that out, and it lets us know that you truly did watch this and that you have an understanding of what chiropractic is all about. When you have a better understanding of how your body works, how chiropractic works, your quality of life is going to increase dramatically. So please help us strengthen our community. Please spread the word about what chiropractic can do, how effective it is for your health, for your wellness, for your kids, for your coworkers. So thank you very much. Have a great day.